Hi everybody, it's Anya, the Adult Doll and Toy Collector. Welcome back to the Small Plastic World. Today I have another doll from my childhood, but it is not the doll I had in my childhood, and that is Sindy. And you may remember I kind of thrifted this doll at that monthly tag sale, and here is what she looked like before her spa day, and here she is now. I believe this particular Sindy is from the 1970s because she's pretty much identical to what I remember from the Sindy doll that I had as a child. I really had to scrub up this poor doll. She was filthy. And I swear, it's this vinyl from like the 1970s. It attracts dirt and they're so dirty. But luckily, a magic eraser took care of it. And Sindy is marked on the back of her head 2Gen1077 and then some other numbers ending with an X. And she is marked Made in Hong Kong here on her lower back. She has painted side glancing blue eyes. And then she has rooted lashes. And you can see that the lashes on her left eye are longer than the lashes on the right eye. I don't know if that was a factory thing or if somebody, messed with the eyelashes. I might be able to slightly pull them out a little bit, but I'm kind of afraid to because what if I pull them all the way out of her head and then they're messed up? So honestly, I've just left them alone for now. And then she's got a little painted blush on her cheeks and painted lips, and her face is a little bit kind of stained and I just could not get that off. And she does not have pierced ears. Sindy has rooted blonde hair and it's got a nice curl to it. And if we look carefully, we can see like the rooting pattern and how there are lots of bald spots, but they're covered up nicely if you just, keep her hair down or styled. One of the big differences between a 70s Sindy doll and a 70s Barbie were the points of articulation. Sindy is very much more articulated. She can move her head and it's basically on a ball joint. Her arms come out the side at the shoulder and they go back and forth, but they are also sort of a bend and click, although they don't click. You can see they've got a joint here at the elbow that's inside this vinyl cover so she can bend at the elbow, and she's got hard plastic hands and her wrists do bend and also rotate. Like a gymnast Barbie doll, Sindy's got basically a ball jointed waist so she can really pivot and twist and turn, and she can bend at the hip to sit, and Sindy's hips also come out to the side so she can do splits, and then she's got the bend and snap knees and they have a nice snap to them still, which is very nice. And one of the really big differences is the feet. On the right here, we've got a 70s Barbie foot. Sindy's feet are not permanently arched like Barbie's, and they're a lot thicker. So unfortunately, Sindy can't really share Barbie shoes. However, Sindy's feet are flexible. They have a joint, so you can kind of make them flexed as if she were wearing high heels. One negative thing about having these soft vinyl arms with the hard plastic torso here is that she is prone to Mego melt, where there's a chemical reaction between the vinyl of the arms. I can't really think of a good way to get that off I don't want to damage the doll, so unfortunately that's just kind of a byproduct of dolls of this time period. But Sindy's arms are actually strung. You can see this internal sort of a hook, and if you pull, there's the elastic band coming out. I don't want to pull too hard and break it, but I'm very glad that that is still working. I believe the Sindy dolls were first released in the 1960s, I want to say. But Sindy did come with her own line of outfits. I had this yellow suit when I was a kid. I had this blue, nightgown set when I was a kid, and I had this cool satiny, I guess it's a dressy dinner set. She had really amazing play sets, even a whole house. And in fact, speaking of the Sindy house, I know if you watch my channel, you most likely watched Jamie at Beyond the Doll Room, which is one of my very favorite channels here on YouTube. And Jamie is renovating a Sindy house. It's really fun. It's like a series of videos. I will link at least one of them in the description box. Definitely check that out. But as I said, I foolishly downsized Sindy and her outfits many years ago. I regret it now because I should have just kept my own doll, right? But because I don't have any actual Sindy fashions, I took out this, I think it's a vintage Barbie dress because I thought it fit with her vibe, being kind of floral and kind of springy. And here is the dress off the doll. It has an attached hot pink kind of a waistband, or I guess kind of a sash. And the pattern does go all the way around. There are 2 pieces of Velcro to open and close it in the back. It's got this purple genuine Barbie tag. So if you recognize the dress, please comment down below and let me know. It's a little loose and baggy for Sindy in the front because her bust is quite a bit smaller. So I just kind of had to cinch the Velcro just a little bit, so it's a little too big for her, but it's fine. I think it looks nice. The only shoes I found in my shoe stash that fit Sindy at all were these little black flats. I'm pretty sure these are Skipper shoes from, you know, like the Pizza Party Skipper era Skipper. When I look at these, they do kind of look like the original Sindy shoes, but they do fit her perfectly, which is nice. They don't really go with this dress, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? I did try the posable shoes on Sindy. These little flats technically work, but they're kind of too big and they're gonna fall off. And I was hoping these Mary Jane style shoes would work, but her foot is too thick to get past this strap across the top of the foot, so unfortunately that didn't work. And she didn't fit in these slide-on shoes either. So what about you? Did you have Sindy as a kid, or do you have the newest Sindys? Definitely comment and let me know. So thank you so much for joining me to take a look at a thrifted doll cleanup of what I assume is a 70s Sindy doll. And if you liked the video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.